Hey, how you doing, folks? It's James here again with another video conversion tip for you. Today, to abide by the rules of the last video tip, I'm here at the Sofitel at Gatwick Airport. Very grandiose hotel, I'm sure you'll agree. And you'll have noticed something very interesting and important. I'm hands-free for the first time ever. I'm not holding the camera at arm's length and you just see my head squeezed into frame. That's because I'm here with my Platinum Mastermind group. We meet up every month and I've managed to rope Nick, one of my Platinum members, into holding the camera, which he's doing with the precision of a surgeon. Say hello, Nick.
Hey, how you doing?
There you go, that's Nick. And so basically, here's the tip for today. Other than you getting to enjoy my full magnificence filling the frame, that's enough, Nick, thank you. Don't let them see the jeans. But seriously, the tip for today is this. If you are going to do videos where it's not you holding the camera, so it's clear that there are other people involved in the filming, the one thing you want to do is help create a sense of inclusion for your viewers. Now here's how you do this. Come closer, because this stuff's top secret, let me tell you. That's enough, that's too close. But back in the, let me see, it was the 90s, there was a breakfast show in the UK called The Big Breakfast. And one of the secrets of success of The Big Breakfast wasn't so much its news items and its lovely entertainment items, none of that stuff. Part of the, it wasn't even to do with the presenters, although it had some very successful, high-profile presenters. More it was to do with the sense of inclusion that they created in the show. And if you're in the UK, I'm sure you can remember it and that you'll agree with me that when you were watching, if there was a joke on camera and it was shared with the people behind the scenes, which is what they did a lot, there were jokes and the presenters would look off camera and share it with the crew, you felt included. It wasn't an in-joke that was at the expense of the viewer. You felt included in the sense of fun, and you felt included, part of the action. So the tip today is, if you are going to do videos where you're not holding the camera and it's clear that there are other people involved behind the scenes, then the tip is help create a sense of inclusion, just like I did a second ago. It doesn't have to be rocket science. You can just acknowledge that there's somebody holding the camera and who they are. Now there's going to be times obviously when that's not appropriate. If you're doing a very serious video advertising a training course or corporate consulting service or something like that where that wouldn't be appropriate, usually you can still find a way of including your viewer. Sometimes simply by acknowledging that there is somebody else there. So for example, if I was advertising to my corporate clients, I might say, well, welcome along to this video. I'm here with my good cameraman and we wanted to put this video together for you to let you know about. And you see how just with that little statement, I've included you in the action in what's going on. So sometimes just acknowledging what's actually going on, acknowledging your environment. I've already name-checked where I am, I've already told you where I am. Suddenly I help give you a sense of inclusion by letting you know what else is going on behind the camera. Because remember, your viewer only has one set of eyes on you, and that's the eyes that you give them. And sometimes, if there's stuff going on behind the scenes, you might want to acknowledge that and help them feel included in what else is going on there. So that's the tip for today, and that's one of the tips that is hopefully going to enable you to create videos that convert more. And the reason they do that is they help your viewer feel a greater sense of inclusion, safety, and that will help them bond with you quicker. And that's what this is all about. The quicker you can create trust and a sense of bonding between you and your viewer, the quicker and more receptive they're going to be to whatever you want them to do next. And that is how you're going to convert them, hence video conversion. That's how you're going to convert them to the next stage. That's how then when you make a request of them, like, why don't you sign up for my free stuff, or why don't you press the add to cart button now and buy my stuff, they're going to be much more receptive to do that, because they're going to feel like, well, really what you're doing, I wasn't planning on sharing this, so Nick, you're going to have to keep that hand iron steady for a few minutes longer. Let me just come here and tell you, really what you're doing with that is you're replicating an age-old kind of phenomenon, which is you're helping replicate the sense that you are face-to-face with your prospective customer. That's what's really at work, is by doing all of these things together, what you're doing is you're almost like replicating that face-to-face phenomena. And when you're face-to-face with somebody, that sense of bonding and trust can happen so much quicker. So why create distance? You know, when you get these people and I'll stand with my posh suit in a certain thing and go, hello, here at James Lavers Incorporated PLC, none of that stuff is actually going to help bond with your customers. And it's through bonding and creating that trust with your customers that you can convert them. convert them to whatever it is that you want them to do. Get their details, convert them to the next stage. All right, so look, I've gone way too long for today. Thanks to Nick. I think we should applaud Nick. Thank you, Nick, for holding the camera so diligently. You're welcome. And I'll see you on the next tip. Take it easy.